sounded more ominous than it needed to be.
But it's more fun that
We
way
are live.
too.
Russ, do you need a green screen?
Yes, I need a green screen. Alright. I'm just waiting to see the Twitch itself shift over because it still says it still shows the starting screen for me.
We are good. There is a delay.
Alright. It's much longer than normal. So welcome to the Versaplane, where chaos collides with control and anarchy reigns supreme, or whatever the hell Cap says about this channel. Today we are playing Quest for the Dawnstar, my homebrew campaign, Spelljammer base in the 2nd edition of Spelljammer, also just known as 5th edition in space. And we are joined by Eye of Night, Cotton Candy,
Greetings.
Rusted Lily,
Hello.
Popo Blanco, and no panic button if he's able to get it here at some point. Our campaign sets place in a vast galaxy across the Andromeda Galaxy with numerous solar systems of many planets, all of which are have some form of interest, some reason to go there. This galaxy is also referred to as the Seven Skies, of which our crew of pirates is not the right term, but there doesn't seem to be one more apt. Is setting themselves across on yet another task presented to them by their captain. I forgot to turn off my notification sound.
Captain doesn't like Steve.
No.
He's been trying to get rid of Steve for a while.
Our crew
Fucking Steve.
Our crew is on the damselfly ship, the Tranquility. One of the many Spelljammer-style ships that exists in this campaign, of which resembles that of a dragonfly or a Spelljammer itself.
Specifically a damselfly.
A damselfly. The captain of the ship being the Captain Oleander, a bugbear rogue known for getting the information he needs by any means necessary, but also is referred to as one of the worst pirates that anyone has ever heard of. Then we have First Mate Audrey, a Hadozi artificer who you don't want to get on her bad side, not that she has a good side. Alongside in the ship, we also have the cleric Doc, who no matter how damaged or wounded you might be, he can patch you up in an instant. Making sure that the group is heading in the right direction to the right planet for the right reasons is the ship's researcher, the wizard Douglas, a furbolg who is more than nervous at times. And lastly, to make sure everyone stays in line, is the ship's deckhand enforcer, Scooter, a Thycreen assassin rogue, who has a tendency not to talk much, but when he does need something to say, those around him listen. With that, the rest of the crew is our party themselves. So why don't we start with introductions, starting in a counterclockwise fashion with Popo. Why don't you introduce your character?
Name's Bobo. I'm a mountain born. I'm a guy. Someone wrote down everything I was supposed to say, but I can't read. So I have a sword. It screams at me sometimes.
Next up,
why are you all staring at me like
that? Knight, how about you introduce your character for us?
Yes. Well, Mavelo, or Mav as he goes by, frequently changes his appearance. Nose here, eyes smaller, larger. Usually every day there's something a little bit new, a little bit off. Kind of like wanted posters tend to be. They never get your appearance right.
They can never get the nose right.
Exactly. He is a tiefling, however, and I believe they picked him up on a trip, one of the many trips to a touristy location. Whether or not that happened to be due to his sticky fingers or getting his hand caught in a cookie jar, that is yet to be seen.
Wonderful. Lily, how about you introduce your character?
I'm short. I like
No,
underground.
your character, not you.
Listen here, you. I like underground. Rocks are cool. My parents didn't know what to name me, so they called me Pebble. Um, readings for nerds. I like swinging my hammers around.
And
Hammer.
your racing class for people in the audience?
Deep gnome, and I'm a paladin.
Thank you. And Candy, how about you introduce your character?
Like I'm Bella Nightcap. I am a Myconid Spore Master. I'm about 8 feet tall. well, and I'm
That's a big mushroom.
and I'm a bright purple.
Wonderful.
I
The
was
biggest party
like,
favor ever.
I was
At least we can never lose them.
shut up. I'm a druid. So I got the magics. I was found like I joined the crew originally as a stowaway.
As most do seem to be. Now, to make sure everyone's on the same page, the crew has been out for I call them the crew, by the way. Has been out through the skies for about 3
Drink.
years together.
I was basically a child.
So they've had plenty of time to get to know each other, plenty of time to communicate, and no reason for anyone to be a lone wolf or to spend the preamble of many campaigns where the first whole session is just people introducing each other. There's no need for that. Because right now the ship is about to dock on a planet. The ship, the captain has decided that today the ship is heading to the Fafnirk sky to head down to the planet of Fjelldrōf, a mountain planet home to dwarves, dwergar, drow, and deep gnome. This massive mountain that encompasses one side of the planet, matched with its rotation around the star Fafnir, creates an illusion to the uninformed that the planet resembles that of a comet. The mountain Fjell reaches so far beyond the sea level that the peak actually extends past the atmosphere of the planet. It is there at the peak where many incredible rare minerals and ore are created, exclusive to the planet Fjelldrōf. Ores such as the float stones that grant spelljammers their anti-gravitational fields, mithril and lodestones, and even an incredibly radioactive mineral that miners are warned to stay away from. That is where the captain has decided the party is to go for today. There seems to be rumors of gods coming to life at the planet's core, which resembles that of its own foundry. The lava that creates the volcanic mountain of Fjell burns at such a high temperature that it can melt the minerals of mithril and adamantine and orichalcum. But rumors have spread that a god is being resurrected on this planet, or something akin to that. Maybe someone claiming to be so, maybe not. But when there's rumors, there's also rumor mills. And when there's a rumor mill, there's money to be found. The captain has sent you down to gather as much information as you can, and possibly see some false information in people's minds to give yourself some form of importance and sneak your way into the nobility's courtyards to try to gather more information and preferably some favors as well, in the captain's name, of course.
Yes, of course.
We would
Of
start
course.
here.
You all load into a pill bug escape pod style ship that exclusively is made to launch off the planet or to crash into a planet. There's no in between. It does not fly, it does not float, it does not travel at all. It goes up and it goes down.
So they cannonball us.
Yes. It's not exactly a soft landing, but the interior of the scuttle pod is secured enough with suspensions and gyroscopes that upon landing, you get jostled around and maybe slam into a wall here or there, but you're not bruised, broken, or dead.
So I imagine after a couple of these, we get rattled around quite a bit.
Absolutely.
Get up close and personal with one another.
You're quite used to it at this point.
And the brain damage.
Found their favorite wall to brace against.
Fun.
At this point, I leave it up to you all to discover the planet. You have landed at the port. More or less, it's just a large crater where many of these scuttle pods land continuously, at which you have to. There is a designated staircase, more or less, that's in shambles after still being in the blast zone of the crater, to climb out of this pit and head into the town itself.
I have a question. Would I be able to, through several of these, a little shenanigans and tomfoolery, when we crash land, take that opportunity to pick up a coin purse and then be like, "Oh, you dropped this," but like swap it between two people. Just
From
not taking anything
those also getting off their separate ships, or from the party itself?
from the party itself, or a single item.
You can attempt. It would be a sleight of hand check against their
I
perception.
will do that.
Who are you attempting to pickpocket?
I'm gonna go with the giant mushroom and the giant.
So you're getting one. You get to choose one to pickpocket.
Oh, I was trying to swap between the two.
Oh, okay. Well, you have two separate chances.
Okay.
You have to succeed the first one first.
We'll go with Shroomy.
All right.
Okay.
And
It's
do you
against
want me
their
to?
passive perception? So you're gonna make.
Do you want me to roll in D&D Beyond or physical dice?
D&D Beyond would be preferable because then I can see the.
Perfect. Oh, that was terrible.
Unfortunately, that is below their passive perception. So upon your first attempt to pickpocket the giant mushroom, you are caught instantly, as you're not entirely sure where her eyes are.
Oh, sorry. I got all tangled up here. This is a little rough. Happens once a trip.
Uh-huh.
Uh-huh.
Like I'm watching you.
How? Where? Oh, your eyes are there. No,
The
sorry.
best part about this as well is there is no mouth, so you hear this in your own head.
Oh, that's even more fun.
Telepathic communication.
So you all load
Spores.
and head up to the gate towards the first city of this large inner mountain. It is a door. It is a large mine shaft looking gate opening into the mountain itself. And you are greeted with a sign over it saying "Welcome to Aldaroon," and it is written twice over, once in Common and once in Dwarvish.
Like, okay, what was our assignment here again?
We need to gather some information and maybe seed some information of our own.
Is that sign important?
It's just the name. It's just the name of the town.
Oh. Okay.
Did you need to be able to see this? Maybe the purple one here can give you a lift.
I can see it. I don't know what the squiggles mean.
I always forget.
Your frontliners can't read.
Oh boy.
I'm real glad somebody asked what the sign said, because kind of needed to know.
I got you.
I mean, granted, they still didn't say what it said, but at least we know it's the name of the town.
Well,
Hey,
he's gonna look to
out of
Bobo.
game. I don't remember what you said the name of the town was.
Aldaroon.
Alderman. So he's gonna look at Bobo and be like, "Are you up for a drink? We can always find drinks or information where there's drinks."
I'm sorry, were you talking to me?
Yeah, big guy. Yeah.
Oh, sorry. What did you say? I wasn't listening.
Do you like drink?
Yeah, like breathe too.
Okay.
Sometimes bathe.
Only
Eat
sometimes?
mostly.
It's a special occasion.
You don't have a nose, so you're not complaining.
I can still smell things.
Do myconids have olfactory senses?
While he's
What?
wondering this, I just wander off.
Oh God. He's gonna go find look for signs for a bar.
I think we've already accidentally established that that Mav is a mushroom racist.
At this point,
He's just confused by mushrooms.
you've been together
Eyes in weird places.
We've known each other for 3 years.
and the questions are the same every time.
Exactly.
They were roommates.
Mom.
So, you all watch as Bobo starts heading into the town. It appears that about halfway into this mine shaft tunnel, there is a checkpoint of some kind. Large crystals that give off a rainbow shine to them as you peer through them on either sides of the wall, and individuals in these heavy plated silver and gray armor with spears in their hands or halberds, and it looks like swords on their hips, are standing on either side of the pathway as people are walking through this checkpoint. No one seems to be stopped for any reason. They're just walking right through. But every now and then you hear a buzz sound, and the guards will look at each other.
What do we pick anything out, like watching them? If we watch for a few minutes, do we pick any similarities between the people that it buzzes on, etc.?
Yeah, an investigation check.
Alrighty. Close. It was so close.
So it seems to just be random carts that are every now and then, like one cart will go in or one cart will come out, and you'll hear this buzz sound, and then you'll see the guards look at each other, and then everyone's still going back and forth without a problem.
Okay. Okay, whose turn is it to keep an eye on the big fella this time?
Not it.
Not it. Oh, it looks like it's Bella's turn.
You're about 3 positions away from entering into the city through this checkpoint.
I don't see any reason why. I mean, why we would avoid going through it. If there's every indication that there's a tavern in that way, I figure go for it.
Do we require some form of entry pass?
Oh,
The captain did not say anything about an entry pass needed for the planet when he kind of shoved you onto the pod and dropped you off the ship.
He doesn't usually say much.
Real helpful.
has he even been here before?
He mentioned having been here a few years ago to drop off somebody, but he doesn't remember who.
Don't you fucking dare.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Not angry Santa.
Sorry, the prologue was taking a while.
He grew a beard in the meantime.
2,000 years later.
Holy shit, the belt worked.
I got a beard.
So I guess Mav's gonna kind of head towards
Oh,
the
Why are
The
my
gate.
cheeks all itchy?
As you walk through, you hear that buzzing noise again, and you notice that that it seems to cause the crystalline structures on either side to give off that sheen as you are passing through, like in line with you.
Does it affect anything on me at that time? Do I feel anything like vibrate or interact?
Not really that you can tell.
Okay.
But you are able to notice that the guards again seem to look at each other and then look at you directly as you're walking through. And the same seems to progress with each of you. As you walk through, it buzzes. This is the most frequently buzzing in a row that it seems to have happened. And the guards look at each other, look at you as you're walking through, kind of keep their eyes on you for a second before snapping over to watch the next person come through.
As I walk through and the guards are looking at me, I'm gonna nod and go sup.
Well, that's not suspicious at all.
One of the guards, having to be a deep gnome, kind of just like waves at you as you walk by.
Cool. I made friends.
Friends in low places.
Alrighty.
Hey, is that a short joke?
Hey,
Who's like extremely nervous.
Everyone's short to me.
There appears to be a halfling who's extremely nervous, constantly like going back and forth, watching each person that walks through. You all managed to get through the checkpoint just fine, but each of you roll me a perception check.
Ta-da-da.
Just hit the
Damn.
perception button on D&D Beyond.
that's a dirty
the fuck?
20.
What the fuck?
Beautiful.
Cool.
I don't
All
know
right.
how bright it is and whether or not I'm rolling at disadvantage at the moment.
It's actually kind of dim in here. It's like it's low light. Why would you have advantage or disadvantage?
I have disadvantage in sunlight.
No, you do not have to worry about that.
Okay.
That being said, so
My poor eyes.
everyone other than Pebble notices that after you've made it basically almost outside this connecting tunnel from the outside of the mountain to the inside. So I guess inside the tunnel as it opens up into the city, you hear a loud shriek of buzzing come from down the hall. And with a quick glance back, you notice as all of those guards that were standing on either side rush to the center and almost dogpile on top of what looks like an elephant.
What is going on in this place?
Oh god, it's Harambe all over again.
I have no idea.
Would we know what an elephant is?
I guess maybe you wouldn't know what an elephant is, but you do know what loxodon is, so same difference.
Well, I mean, one's sentient, one's not, but
Elephants are sentient.
yeah,
They're not, though. It's debatable whether or not they're sapient, but they are sentient.
sapient.
Yeah,
yes.
I mean,
I misspoke.
they'll dig up a dead bitch just to slide her a second time. I mean,
That is true.
They never forget.
A-
Anyways,
Asian elephant
is it a
bury
four-legged
bury
walkie?
their dead.
you can't tell
Is it-
because it was immediately crushed by about 6 guards.
Okay. Is there
they
anybody
have cabbage-
nearby?
Oh, there's a handful of people. And in fact, quite a few people have also stopped to turn around and gawk at the site. Kind of like a
What-
car crash. Everyone's rubbernecking.
Does this happen every day? He's just gonna lean to the nearest person.
You lean over and you lean towards what looks kind of like a tiefling woman with her child. White, stark white hair, red skin, and small horns. And her response is, "I don't know. I just got here. I heard that the checkpoint checks for cursed items and magic items, but I came through just fine with my sending stones."
Hmm.
hmm.
Mm.
I had not
So
heard that,
cursed-
but thank you
cursed,
for the
whatever
information.
they said it was. It's not an
Well,
elephant.
let through our stuff.
What are we talking
Alrighty.
about?
We were talking about them dogpiling on whatever it was in the middle of town there. And then we found out that apparently it buzzes for cursed or magic items. That's why the shinies go bzz.
I was wondering why the shiny did that.
All right. Well,
All right, breaking it down for the illiterate.
Looking around,
I'm watching you.
You
looking
don't even know what
around,
illiterate
you notice
means.
that
No,
I can guess.
no, not it.
Don't you make up words at me.
looking around, you notice that the town is far larger inside than you expected. The ceilings vault up probably about 1,000 feet or so,
Oh
And-
God, we're in the TARDIS.
and and the ceiling of this cave that's been dug out is lined with this sort of crystal and moss that illuminate the entire area, almost just slightly dimmer than the sunlight itself. And it seems to have a trickling wave that goes through it, as if it's being magically controlled to be on and off when need be, to create a false day and night cycle.
Ooh, pretty.
The town itself seems to stretch deep into the mountain and almost start to go uphill in some capacity, and start to turn around one of the walls, but you can't see that far.
Well, I think Mav is gonna look at the crystals and wonder. I wonder how much those are worth. But he's gonna continue on to find a tavern because drunk people talk a lot.
Heading
Or a message board on
fair enough.
the way there.
Well,
Heading
I've
slightly
been
deeper
assigned
to,
to bait.
Heading
I've been
into town, you come across a bit of an opening where there seems to be a bizarre style setup of booths selling numerous different items, and a signpost giving a generic directions, though it's all written in Undercommon.
Great.
Of the two people here that can read, do either of you have Undercommon?
Nope.
no.
Abyssal, Common, and Infernal.
Belly, you might want to double check your character sheet.
Oh, I do?
It says that from my perspective.
What page is that under?
I don't know. I just see it. Armors, weapon, tools, and languages. Tools and proficiencies.
Yeah.
Whatever. I guess I can read that.
Yes. Okay. So
where the hell it is.
you can read that there seems to be a direction towards towards two different inns, one to a library and one pointed to an adventurers guild. There is the Black and Boar Inn, and there is the Silver Lining Inn.
I'm assuming the inns are the taverns.
Well, they say inn, so you would assume that they're taverns.
And like, I turned to Mav. Well, there's your 2 bars.
Huh. And those names one more time?
There's the Silver Lining Inn and the Black and Boar Inn.
Which I'm the only one who can read it at the moment.
Correct.
One is called the Black Boar, and the other's the Silver Lining. Have fun.
Ah. Well, the Silver Lining sounds hoity-toity. Black and Boar sounds a little more rough and tumble. Let's go to Black and Boar.
All right.
Sounds good.
What are you doing?
The cops are in Popo's mouth.
Be-doo, be-doo, be-doo.
Somebody done messed up. They brought out the wee woos.
Well, I want to go like maybe brow. Wait, how much money do we start off with? How much money?
It'll be in your inventory.
I'm looking. Oh, is the 14 at the top my gold? Okay, yeah, no, there it is. Okay. I'm still learning the website. Leave me alone.
You're fine.
Be patient with me. But well, I would like to go browse. But I've been tasked with watching babysitting the barbarian.
Speaking of which, Bobo, what are you doing right now?
Juggling.
What are you doing in game?
Oh, fuck. Where are we again? No.
You're in.
No, I'm in a town. That's all I know. I have to take them on their word as to what it's called.
And at least they're not charging you a translation fee.
Just kind of walking around, looking around, enjoying the sights.
I'm following
Thinking
him. Keep out of trouble.
Wondering if I'll know a tavern when I smell it.
Let's see, where are you wandering around from now? All right, actually, that's pretty good. I'd say you're actually wandering. You start wandering through the bazaar for a little bit, looking at the different the different merchants. You see rugs for sale and pots for sale, and what you thought was jerky, but upon closer inspection is fried scarabs and tarantulas.
Okay.
And walking a little bit deeper, you can kind of hear what sounds like rowdy laughter or arguing, or both. And then you hear a loud crash down one of the streets, and you see a dwarf get thrown out of a building, hit the ground, jump up, and run right back in.
This looks like your kind of place, Bobo.
Well, I don't know about you, but that looks like a bar to me.
That's some tavern fuckery right there. I'm going that way.
Wandering down down
I
this
continue to follow him.
wandering
I
down this
also
sort of
follow.
alley streetway, you come across a building that looks like it has seen much better days. A few of the windows are boarded up. One of them is now broken. Um, the the outside of the building looks to have been on fire a few times, and there is a sign hanging from it that is in the shape of a pig that is charred beyond recognizability. That there is clear there used to be letters, but you can't make out what they were on the sign.
I mean, to be fair, that kind of qualifies for every sign.
Like
Fair for you.
an unreadable sign. That's not concerning.
Yeah, welcome to my world.
But you can hear the sounds of bards playing music, not the best. People shouting and screaming from inside, and you can smell the obvious scent of alcohol and smoked beef.
Ah, my people. I just walk inside.
How tall is the doorway?
7 feet tall,
Okay, so
as are most.
So I got to duck into it.
The ceilings are still about 10 feet tall, so you can stand comfortably.
My cat's being weird.
Anyone else doing anything besides just wandering in?
I take a look around the bar.
Well, obviously. Most people don't walk in with their hands over their face. I was wondering, Pebble and Mav, what are you two doing at this time?
Well, first as Belle is trying to look around, he's going to watch Belle for a second to see if he can figure out where their eyes are.
Give me an
Being very
investigation
confused.
check.
Oh boy. I've been rolling
This is
terrible.
going to just be a running gag.
Ooh. 15.
As
My eyes
far
are
as
my
you
ball
can
dropped.
tell, based on the fact that Belle turns this muffin shape of their head whenever they're speaking to someone, you're fairly certain where the front of their face is to look at people, but you still can't quite make out where exactly their eyes are supposed to be. It all kind of just looks like a smooth fungal stuff.
He's gonna make an assumption, general assumption. He's okay, and then he's gonna look for people that are chatting it up.
All right, Pebble, what are you doing at this time?
I'm going to kind of scoot into the bar and find a chair or stool and climb it.
All right. So as you all enter the bar, which was more or less what I was making sure of, because I'm one of those DMs that will let you split the party at your own detriment.
Well, look, I had to follow the barbarian. What everyone else does is outside of my control.
I mean, you don't have to do anything. You can choose to leave the barbarian to his own devices.
The taverns are a good place to get information.
True. As you walk in, you notice that this tavern has about 15 tables around the center and about another 4 on either wall. A staircase leading up to where you believe the bedrooms are, and a bar that has about 20 seats along it. There are 3 barkeeps, and based on the people running around with trays of alcohol, it looks like there's about 6 more barmaids wandering around, and there's a door behind the tavern that you're assuming is where food will behind the bar itself that you're assuming is where food will come from. It is incredibly packed tight in here. People are loud and rowdy. There's a group celebrating something in one corner. There's a group that seems to be all hooded characters sitting in one corner, communicating. You can see people playing cards, playing dice, arm wrestling. There's a pool table that's broken already, but they're still trying to play on it. And in all, there is a vast variety of people just having a good time from the looks of it. You see that dwarf that was out, that got thrown out the tavern, back in it, at the arm wrestling table against what appears to be a Goliath.
Hey,
I keep
Bobo, you
dropping my
think you
ball.
can beat that guy?
I'm sorry, my ball fell on the floor. What'd you say?
Do you think you can beat that other guy in arm wrestling?
I don't know, but that's never stopped me before.
There seems to be a small line of people lining up to arm wrestle this Goliath. It looks like an older man with a greenish red tint to his skin, a very long white beard, and just casually has his arm up, and you can see the dwarf is back at it, putting all his strength into trying to move this Goliath's arm, as he just goes and flicks his wrist and throws the dwarf off the table again.
Oh, that explains how that happened. I just get in the back of the line. I just get in the back of the line and start like twiddling my thumbs, waiting my turn.
Just one of those, bring me another beer. This one's taking too long at this point. As another barmaid comes out, this one being human, immediately puts down a very large mug, and you can see written across it is like engraved into the glass itself is Barbados. Um, the next person up in line is an Aarakocra, but what is everybody else doing in the meantime? While Bobo is waiting his turn to arm wrestle another Goliath.
Well, I go looking for information.
How do you do that?
Go and talk to people.
Okay.
Or actually, you know what? I'm gonna go right up to the bar and ask one of the bartenders.
Perfect. As you head towards the bar, you notice a couple people are finishing their drinks and hop down off the stools and start wobbling their way up the stairs. So a seat has opened up for you at this point, allowing you to sit down. But the chairs are much smaller than you are. They're definitely made for someone of average stature.
I guess I kind of crouch onto it.
You take up about 2 seats together in order to easily sit down at the table or at the bar, and one of the bartenders, a gruff half orc of a man, glances over at you. What can we get for you?
Like, I'm looking for some information.
Well, this is a bar. If you want information, go talk to a information broker. If you want something to drink, ask me then.
Okay, brief question. I'm supposed to like absorb like foods and drinks and stuff like that. Like,
Yes.
and I didn't quite specify how I do that.
It did not. That is up to you to decide.
Okay. like I suppose I can order a drink.
It's a good thing I'm not playing a mic in it. It would be off the rails.
They're mushrooms. They're not on rails.
A normal beer costs you about 3 silver pieces.
All right, I'll buy a beer.
All right. The bartender, after cleaning someone else's glass and filling another order, fills one for you and places it down in front of you. At that point, goes off to handle more business, but you can keep I'd say an ear, but you don't have those, But you can listen around you for what people nearby are discussing in the meantime. Give me an
So how much silver did the drink just cost so I can manage my
3
funds?
silver.
Great.
Give me an investigation check, and then we will move over to Pebble.
Investigation. Give me a second. There it is. 18.
Nice. Okay. Well, we will come back to that. Pebble, what are you doing in the meantime?
So, I'm guessing I've made it onto my stool.
Yes.
Are there people next to me? I'm guessing.
There absolutely are people next to you. There's people everywhere.
All right, cool.
There's probably about 30 to 50 people in this tavern right now.
So, what I want to do, since we're getting information, and I'm not very sneaky or good at anything, I'm gonna lean over to whatever's next to me and ask them, "You come here often?"
It won't let me remove my 3 silver from my gold.
I think
So
we're gonna
you
need a
remove
charisma
0.3,
saving
not
throw
3.
for that.
Okay.
So more specifically, what you would do is you would one gold is equal to 10 silver. So you would remove 1 gold and give yourself back 7 silver.
Does the finger guns make it better?
You lean over and there is this there seems to be like a goblin also on a stool next to you,
Seems legit.
and it snaps back at you and starts chittering this weird high-pitched like screechy sound at you before knocking back their drink and biting into what you assume is a chicken leg of some kind, but biting through the bone itself.
Yeah, me either. We just landed here.
Hey, real quick, not to derail or anything. What's the name of that skit that keeps coming up with the devilish gnome and was putting curses on kids? And he wanted his gnome bacon.
I don't know the name of it, but you can usually find it from just gnome bacon.
Yeah, gnome bacon. Okay, everything that they say as Pebble, that's how it plays in my head.
Keegan Tyndall.
Yeah.
So you
A
come
little
here
bit of dark
often?
magic.
Or Terry. I guess
That's how I hear Pebble.
I love it.
So you come here often?
Pebble's more akin to a Keebler elf.
Hey,
I don't care. I have my own headcanon.
Yeah. But
I like his cannon better.
fair enough. Mav, are you watching for Bobo's attempt at arm wrestling, or are you going off to do your own thing now?
I think he will stick around the general area, but he'll kind of ply folks around watching, kind of trying to get some questions answered about things appearing in the middle of town and the guards wrestling them.
Oh, that was in the middle of the transition gate, not the
Yeah.
town.
Well, if that kind of occurrence is
The entrance, really.
Yeah, if that's frequent.
Okay. Give me an investigation check, and in the meantime, Bobo, there's been enough time that you've now witnessed an Aarakocra, a Kanku, and a elf get thrown off this table in basically the same fashion each time. And at this point, the Goliath that's sitting down is yawning and has gone through another 5 glasses of ale, one while arm wrestling the elf.
And as each person before me gets thrown out the door, the smile on my face just gets wider and wider.
It's now your turn to to get to the table, and you notice that there is a growing pile of gold next to the arm wrestling, inside this chest. That the chest lid is open, so the gold can be seen, and there seems to be a gnome next to the table that you hadn't noticed the first time around, that is like watching the box and kind of snaps at you and points at the box as you get up to the table.
How much to play?
It's 3 gold bet. You win, you win. You lose, we keep.
Okay, 3 gold, no problem.
Perfect. And then it's just make a strength check against his.
All right. Can I please take a mulligan on that?
I'll allow it to be an advantage because you were watching him as you were going along, so you've seen this exact same strategy he uses every time.
So glad you did, because that one's a 23.
And that is a 23. So so you actually you go to move his hand, and this is the first amount of shock you've seen on his face, as he actually has to sit up this time and like actually hold you in place, and your arms aren't moving. Give me another strength check.
21.
With that, you start to power over him just a little bit, and you can see his arm moving back, and this look of shock on his face. One more strength check.
Before I do that, I just
Alright.
want to say, it's like, I just want you to know, I'm a big fan of your work. That one's a 12.
During this, can I use my invisible what's the spell called? Mage Hand to kind of tickle Bobo's opponent while
So-
he's kind of surprised.
Mage Hand is spectral, not invisible. It does have
And Trickster can make it invisible.
okay. I will say that will be a sleight of hand check then to attempt to tickle the opponent.
Kuchi. Oh, please roll better. Oh my god. 11.
You managed to get the hand like into the like underneath the shirt of this larger Goliath, but hasn't noticed.
He's focused.
He is focused, and there is
You're
enough
just-
there for him to come back up to par, and he looks dead in Bobo's face and goes, "You're new here, son, aren't you? I like the spark in your eyes, but you're gonna need more than that to beat me." All right, we're going to do one more check. I'm not going to roll this time. Instead, we're going to do an emphasis roll. You're going to roll 2 strength checks, and whichever result, or you're going to roll 2 d20, not even a strength check, 2 d20. Whichever result is farthest from 10 is the one that you are going to take. So either that is going to be you powering through and winning, or he is going to throw you off the table as well.
What is a B?
That's a natural 20.
Okay, then that would be the highest from 20, because the other one's a 19.
All right.
Hell yeah.
How would you
Go
like to
Bobo.
describe as his cocky
Bobo.
face is the cockiness in his face starts to fade as you are overpowering him.
I just want to say, as he says, it's like, I'm sorry, I didn't hear a word you just said. My nose was itching.
And you just knock him.
And I'm just kind of scratching my nose. Sorry, what was that? I didn't hear you. My nose itchy.
And with that, you're able to knock his hand over, and his chair wobbles a little bit with it. And the gnome and him are just kind of like, what just happened there? That's the bets. Here's as he closes the latch on it, and he throws a lock onto the box and hands you the entire small chest of gold coins.
Okay, how much gold is in the chest?
You'll have to open it and count.
Oh, great math.
You,
At least
you
I could do that.
You currently have a locked box of gold.
We'll,
They do
we'll
not give
count
you
it.
a key.
We'll count it later, Bobo.
Can I just break the lock?
You can try to.
He's
Would
gonna.
that be a
Mav's
strength-
gonna
would that
whisper
be a
around
strength
him.
check?
It would be a strength check, yes.
I hear that guy's name, Bobo the Brute.
21.
Heck yeah!
You are pulling on it so much your fingers actually crimp into the wooden box itself, but the lock is not coming off, and neither is the latch. As you see the sheen go around it, it's enough for you to realize that it's magically enchanted.
Ah, you crafty boys.
So you
All
still
right,
have
you know what?
you still
You
have
just
a
see
box,
the,
like a locked box
Yeah.
of gold.
You just
You
see
know
the
what,
other Goliath get up, dust off his hands, and walk over to you. You've got potential. If you're ever looking for a mentor of some kind, seek me out down in the Bronze District.
Okay, Bronze District. Got it. I heard that.
And he just kind of like snaps his finger and walks out the door as the goblin starts like scooping up the leftovers from his plate and putting the glass mug in his bag and scurries out the door after or the gnome, not the goblin, scurries out the door after the Goliath.
Wait, what was his name?
Did you say that
What
out
was
loud?
whose name?
Yes,
What was whose name?
the guy you just beat.
Oh, I don't know. I didn't ask.
Anybody know his name? We're new here.
I
The
mean,
air talker
he's
who-
he's the only other Goliath I've seen here. I mean, how many could there possibly be in town?
the dwarf actually coming back in and like was right behind Bobo, all pouty and disappointed now that he didn't get another turn. Goes, that was Barbados, the one of the gladiators that runs the ring down in the Bronze District. He's managed to beat every man he's ever come across. He's been undefeated this entire time.
You wouldn't
Huh.
happen to know how to open this box, would you?
I can probably try to get it open if you didn't mangle the internals of that lock.
Oh, hey, it's the horny one. When did you get here?
I can't tell.
I'm just
which
teasing.
reason.
I've been here the whole time, buddy.
I know, I'm teasing you.
I was spectating your glory.
Oh, I saw. Why'd you stick your hand up his shirt?
And my hands were right here the entire time.
Right, gotcha.
Jumping over to Bella. As you're listening around, you hear a bunch of conversations about the festival that's coming up in a week. The mayor having had some scandalous affair recently. Something about the court, the underground court, due to some random person's actions like go.
Hold on, you're getting a little choppy.
Today's glitchy ass vocals is brought to you by Rusty Shit Ass Internet.
Let me know when it's coming through, fine, because I
You're
can't
good
do
now.
anything about it.
Good.
You hear rumors about the festival that's coming up soon, and affair that the mayor was having recently, and something about this underground court or cult that came from random people for like 3 days and then left.
I think the cult is casting some cursed magic over you, so you can prevent you from.
Yeah, we're
telling
not
us
supposed to
about
know
it.
about the cult, apparently. There is no
Yeah.
cult in whatever the fucking town's name is.
Since I have no idea what you said
Wherein.
after mentioning a cult.
Yeah, the town of Alderun.
There is no cult in Alderun.
In Alderun.
There is no
Yeah.
cult in Aldi's supermarket.
So
So what about the cult?
there's mention of a underground cult that came to light about 10 years ago due to the actions of some off-worlders who showed up for a couple days and then left.
Any talk about
That sounds
a
suspicious.
particular Genasi hating dragonborn that may or may not be nearby town?
Or lizard folk.
No mentions of those directly, but there is conversations about how you have information that Pebble will also be picking up at this time is that there seems to be more and more quests coming up in the guild, and to the point that they're even working alongside the guardhouse themselves to fill in new positions, as there are still wanted criminals on the run that have yet to come to justice in the 15 years that they've been wanted for.
Are there wanted posters up? I want to go look at the wanted posters.
Over
I
in the
do
guard
too.
tower there are.
I'm going to go to the guard tower. I want to be Batman.
I want to follow him.
So after you get your
I'm
money,
too busy trying to do our job. I'm too
tavern?
busy trying to do our job to pay attention to what Bobo's doing.
Fair. So as soon as you so Pebble, do you go find Bobo to let him know that there's help wanted with the guards or something? Or Bobo, did you
Yes.
just decide that all of a sudden, you know what would be interesting? Going to see wanted posters.
No, that's where this is like as I sit there holding my chest of gold that's like magically locked. I'm like, I want to go see the bad boys. Just walk out of the tavern.
I like the idea now that Bobo is illiterate, low intelligence, and also has ADHD.
Yeah.
But also seemingly has good instincts.
And my intelligence is not that low. It's an 11.
Yes.
Mine's
Oh,
lower
you're
than
smart-
yours.
You're smarter than the gnome, then.
The same as a peasant. An uneducated farmer has the same intelligence as you. Anyways, Matt, what
Matt's
are you-
investigation roll was a 22.
Yeah, no. Yeah, for those watching, Rusty's approximation of a D10, a 10 intelligence is dirt farmer. So
Yes, because anything lower than that is unintelligent.
I'm actually a rock farmer. Get it right.
So, do
So
you
I think he
eat those
buys
rocks?
What? Sorry, Matt. What were you doing that I had you roll for investigation?
He was trying to figure out if the occurrence at the gate was a normal thing, a regular thing, just things appearing and guards tackling shit.
Then, at what point did you cast your spell? Because you would have had to stop looking into information to cast your spell, or have looked into information after the spell was cast.
would the chest go into my other possessions?
Actually, I will add it into your inventory for you because it's a custom
Okay.
item.
He was kind of asking that while during the line waiting period.
All right. In that case, then
Or when Bobo was waiting in line for his turn.
There you go. I've added your custom chest of gold coins that is magically locked into your inventory. All right. With that being said, you heard some information passed around as other people were also like curious of, hey, did you hear what happened with that Loxodon at the gate? There's rumor that someone says he brought in a magical device a magical explosive device. Some are saying that this person brought in a cursed item. Some are saying that he was trying to smuggle in a holy avenger. There seems to be all these rumors on what kind of high power magic item this person was trying to smuggle into the city, where when the alarm went off. But it seems that the gates only detect high level magic items as or detect magic items and will only cause a reaction if the person that gets caught is carrying a very high value magic item.
Okay. Well, let's keep our magical doodads tightly affixed to our persons, and hopefully we don't get tackled by the guards. He's gonna look around and
tackled us on the way in, but
yeah.
Now, Bobo and Pebble, you're heading off to try to find the guard tower, correct?
Yes.
All right. Roll. Odds local isn't a thing. I guess both of you make a perception or an investigation check of your choice to try to find where the guard tower might be, as you can't read any of the signs pointing you in the correct direction.
I rolled a 13.
Me too. Twinsies.
About an hour goes by of wandering, and you are severely lost at this point. You have managed to walk in and out of the bazaar 2 to 3 times.
Pebble, look, I know how much you hate, just talking to strangers, but we might want to ask for directions.
You can ask for directions. You're tall. They'll listen to you.
Yeah, but every time I try to talk to them, they run away.
Okay, I'll ask. So I'm gonna try and get the attention of someone in front of us.
All right, as you're walking around, you come across a Dwergar standing, kind of sitting on a porch in front of what kind of looks like a residential house. And he just kind of looks up at you, and in Undercommon, you hear, "Oi, what are you doing over here?"
Wandering around, trying to find the guard tower.
Awful long way from the front cave. You're trying to find the guard tower.
We just got here.
Well, go back the way you came, and you'll probably find it.
Thank you.
I think what he's trying to say is we don't want to go down that road.
Apparently not.
He points.
Apparently it's by the opening gate.
He points up at the ceiling, and you see where the crystals are. They follow a path along the walls, and you can almost make out where the edge of a ceiling is to it. And he points at a spot where there's a large rock kind of jutting out of the ceiling. You'll follow that rock over there, and if you manage to follow the walls for about 3 to 4 blocks and take it left right before you get to the bazaar, you'll be able to get right back to the entrance. Then about 2 blocks to the west of that one, you'll be able to find the god tower without any issues.
Oh, I mean, you know what? We actually walked right past it then. All right, well, thank you.
I'm glad you understood him.
I didn't, but that was just incredibly awkward. We need to go.
Okay.
The best part about that is it's all Undercommon, so Bobo didn't understand anything that was said there at all. And it's in such a dialect that it's meant to be hard to understand in the first place.
No, just like the whole time he's talking, I'm just like, Oh, it's that easy. Oh, okay. Well, thank you very much. Let's get the fuck out of here.
You do see him pointing at the ceiling though and saying something.
Yeah.
I imagine
Hey,
they
follow this-
walking by the gate. They just kind of just stared at the gate as they walked by it and just kept on going.
Well, it's not at the gate, but it's right near the gate.
Right. So on
If
to
at
the
any
fourth.
point, if any point in time, our more intelligent compatriots were like, "Wait, where the fuck is Biggie Smalls?"
That's right where I was gonna.
I think you mean Biggie and Smalls.
Yeah, it's Biggie and Smalls. That's what I'm saying. Where the fuck is Biggie and Smalls?
After a few questions, looks around. I see Mushroom. I don't see other big one, and I'm used to losing the small one, but crap. Walk over to Bella, be like, "Hey, where'd they go? I thought you were watching him."
It's like, I'm trying to do our job.
Yes, but you drew the short straw. You were supposed to watch him.
You were the one standing next to him.
I was standing by the line. I was standing next to a lot of people. All right. Shit. We better go find them.
I finished my drink.
How do you drink your beer without a mouth? I do want to know.
They stick their finger into it, and it just goes.
They
I was
teabag
thinking
it.
either that or like I release
Just
these
pour it
little
over their head.
mycelium tendrils that do it.
Yeah, your fingers. That's what I was.
Yeah, tendrils, fingers, are the same difference.
Step back from the stool, put the drink on the stool, teabag the drink. Drink is empty.
I don't think I'm equipped to teabag anything.
Sit on the
Not with
glass.
that
is
attitude.
entirely for you to decide.
I request my drink in a bowl so that I can sit in it.
One myconid, one cup.
Oh man. That's for later. That's after pirate adventure.
You know, still not nearly as disturbing as the bugbear and the ogre.
That's fair.
Yeah.
It's like Barnyard Booties 6. They really kind of betrayed us.
So last little bit there. Bella and Maeve give me one more investigation check each.
Alright.
Because it takes you quite a bit of time to notice that Bobo and Pebble have disappeared, especially Pebble. Pebble was already not visible.
I rolled a
19.
13.
Let's look for the
I
little
should have
pointy
been a
hat in
rogue.
the crowd. Just
Bella, you hear rumors or some form of information about undead that are supposedly going to be cropping up in the next few days or week or some time frame that seems to keep changing. But the only consistency that they're talking about are like skeletons and zombies.
Well, that's concerning.
And Mav, you are able to look around. You are able to like wander around and hear someone mention that there is that the forge at the center of the belly of the mountain has been cut off from the public and has been turned off, and many blacksmiths are now having issues keeping their stores open because they don't have the lava ducts leading into their forges anymore, and they have to rely on regular fire, which it doesn't burn hot enough for mithril and adamantine.
Oh. Affecting the local smiths. That's no good. So when we step out, he's going to listen for like screams or shouts like guards or something, and assuming that Bobo might have found somebody not particularly willing to arm wrestle. Associating box of gold with arm wrestling, just try to arm wrestle people. Just He's hoping he doesn't hear that.
So assume the worst of, okay, we lost Bobo, go outside, listen for the sound of guards screaming, or people screaming and guards being called. That's probably Bobo.
I go to ask if anyone's seen them.
I'm a little offended of how he thinks of me that I see a box of gold and I go, ooh, arm wrestle. Not that I was into the arm wrestling and didn't even notice the gold was there until I showed up.
Different perspectives.
Fair. Mav saw the box of gold and didn't realize it was for the contest was arm wrestling. Bella, as you're like leaving the door and asking anybody in the bar if they saw what happened, a couple people point out that he left like an hour ago.
Well, damn.
Shortly after,
I think that's the stealthiest he's ever been.
Shortly after beating Barbados, he seemed to have just walked out. Mav, as you step outside and start like listening, go ahead and roll a perception check at advantage.
$23.
All right, you are listening out and you hear the sound of people conversing and talking. The city seems to be alive more so than ever. It's kind of hard to tell what time of day it is because because you're inside of a mountain, but the glow of the crystal starts to dim and the torch lights of the houses start to get brighter. So you would assume that's starting to become closer to the I guess town curfew, but people are still lively talking. People are selling commerce. You don't hear anyone screaming. You don't hear anybody in trouble. You don't hear the guards being called. It just seems like a normal day or night.
Well, that's comforting. Now let's find. Did you hear anything about our large friend? Well, our other large friend.
They left like an hour ago.
That's a lot of time to get into trouble. Or to have trouble find them.
Well, let's go and see if we can see if anyone else has seen them.
Let's go for it.
And while they're sitting there discussing, what have you found out? We just kind of walk past in the distance.
I actually wanted to know, where are you going to check to gather that information of seeing or trying to find where it might have ended up?
I'm gonna go for wherever I see the most people hang around. So probably the bazaar.
Fair enough.
The markets.
Mav,
have you seen a really big guy? Yeah. Have you seen a really big guy with a really small guy? Just it's really weird, but they were walking together.
I'll get back to you in just a sec, but yes, it's one of those moments of you turn right as they're coming by, like coming through an alleyway to your left, and you literally turn to walk away as they would have come into eye line sight. And Bobo and Pebble, you head straight to the front gate, and you're kind of just standing there. You can go through the front gate to leave, or you can take the advice on where to go for the guard tower, if you can remember what it was.
Okay, so
I'm pretty sure the both of them just
He-
had a
it-
vague
we
idea
po-
of that
we-
direction.
yeah, when he pointed at that jutting rock over that way.
Well, no. As you get to the tunnel entrance exit, the rock is now above you.
Okay.
This is where he pointed.
I just
say
like
to
I
follow
look.
the ceiling.
I look. Are there guards nearby?
They're deeper into the tunnel, but there are some about like 60 feet away from you.
Okay. I want to approach one of them.
All right. You walk
And
up
as I-
to the to one that's looks like a drow in full plate armor.
Okay. Keeping a respectable distance, of course, I go, excuse me. Do you speak common?
Aye.
Yes, you.
Yes.
Okay, good. Glad we clarified that. We're looking for the guard tower. I wanted to look at the wanted posters.
Are you a bounty hunter?
I can be.
Are you registered with the guild?
No, not yet. I'm not looking to enact on anything. I just wanted to look at the pictures.
Very well. Uncommon thought. But yes,
A
yes.
bit. It is a strange niche to be sure, but I'm a bit of an aficionado.
Understandable. If you head down through the down back out of the tunnel and you take a right and you keep walking for about 2 blocks, you will come across a very large stone structure, and that is where the tower is itself, for where we keep our the wanted posters.
Oh, okay. Well, thank you. Okay, so apparently we go out here, we make a right, 2 blocks, large tower. Did I get
Good.
that?
Yes. Best of luck to you.
Thank you very much. You know, I look to Pebbles and I'm like, yeah, I think that's the first time I used aficionado correctly.
I imagine he said it as a fishy nacho.
Oh god.
So yeah, anyway, we're gonna go right back out here, make a right, 2 blocks.
I think Pebble died. Everything good there, Pebble?
I can't hear anything again.
Oh no. Assuming that Pebble keeps following you,
Session 1, technical issues. Technical difficulties.
tactical difficulties. As you leave out of the tunnel and take the right and walk for about 2 blocks, you do see, as you're about a block and a half down, you do start to see this large tower. It seems like a single stone structure that just straight up into the up towards the top of the ceiling, about half again the height of the buildings around it, with a stone buttress area around the top, and 2 guards standing at the very top of the tower looking out over the rest of the town. The
Okay,
door
good.
is unlocked.
Okay, I just like look up at them and I'm like, oh, okay. I'm just going in.
They kind
I
of
don't know. For a second there, I thought they were expecting me to like solve a riddle or something.
answer my riddle 3, 1.
No.
As you walk in, you see sort of a receptionist desk, with someone in it appears to be like a studded leather armor, handling a lot of paperwork. And there seems to be some waiting chairs, and it feels very professional, officey in this officey in this room. And there seems to be a door to the back area, but as far as you can tell, there's just there's a single gnome handling the paperwork at a desk in front of you.
Okay, so I just kind of stroll on in here. Mighty officey in here.
She just looks up. Yes. How can I? What can we do for you today?
Actually, we're travelers. We just landed a few hours ago. We're not very good with directions. Unfortunately, I have a bit of a thing. I kind of for wanted posters. I like to admire the art style of them. So I was wondering if I might take a look at the ones you have posted.
Uh, are you with the Adventures Guild at all?
Not yet, but to be honest, with with as long as it took us to find this place, we'd be here all week trying to get that done.
Is there any documentation or a letter of recommendation I can see that would grant you access to these wanted posters?
Uh, unfortunately, no. But between you, me, and Pebble here, we can't read anyway. So we'd have to go get our friends to, help get that.
I'm sure that is difficult for you. Unfortunately, I still cannot allow civilians access to uh, this paperwork without some form of identification or recommendation. This is information meant solely for those sent to apprehend these individuals, less so
What?
than the public to see and panic over.
Real quick, what did you say they were?
What?
What race did you say they were?
No.
No, damn.
They look
Can
very
I?
similar to Pebble, but pale with blonde hair.
Okay. Can I roll for persuasion?
Sure, go for it.
Oh boy.
It's a 3. I was just gonna say pretty please.
Oh,
you say pretty please, and she just kind of like raises
Pretty
an
please.
eyebrow at you.
Yeah, I mean, it's like I figured manners might be worth a shot.
I appreciate it, but I recommend going to the Avengers Guild and acquiring a license. That should
I was
be
about to say, because I was about to say, I thought you said they were dwarvish at first, and I was like, I have advantage.
not gnome.
Yeah.
Recommend going to the Avengers Guild and acquiring a license, and that should be at that point. If you qualify, you will be able to come in here and take look at all the wanted posters that you wish. There are some individuals that are of a higher ranking on the wanted list that would still be locked behind a guild rank before you would have access to seeing those ones.
Okay, that makes sense. One last question. Can you tell me where the guild is? Now, don't write it down. It's not. Neither one of us is gonna be able to figure that out.
As she literally grabbed a piece of paper and then put it back.
Yeah, just what? Tell you this. Is there any distinguishable markings about that building?
It is one of the larger buildings in town. It has. If you truly can't read, then the filigree sign probably would not be beneficial to you.
Probably not.
I don't even know what that means.
There are 2 lion statues out front of it.
Perfect. And general direction. If we walk right out this door,
Do you know where the Silver Lining Tavern is?
I think I might.
It is about a block north of that tavern.
Okay. All right. Block north of that tavern. All right.
Alright.
Okay. Well, guess we'll have to come look at pictures another day.
I wish you the best of luck. Please stay out of trouble. I would hate to have to add your portrait to the list as well.
Oh, I would too. They can never get my nose right. And as I'm leaving, they're like, "Wait, what?"
Meanwhile, Mav and Bella, you are wandering around the bazaar area looking for information. I presume that was what you were saying?
Yes.
trying to locate.
Our very large and very small friend.
So, wandering around, you asking if anyone's seen a large person with a small person, or asking if anyone's seen a Goliath with a gnome, deep gnome, doesn't actually seem to narrow it down very much, as you're in a very crowded area. There have been a lot of people. Most of the vendors state that they've seen a Goliath, or that they've seen numerous deep gnome. In one case, you actually walked up to a vendor who was a deep gnome, and who just kind of glared at you for like not specifying.
I think we would give descriptions of them. Like if so, I don't.
Oh yeah,
Are
you know
the
that much. What
markings
color
on
is
Walmart
it?
the
carriers up.
yeah the markings on the glass? I imagine those are pretty unique, as well as what they're wearing, the armor, etc.
I'd say markings on Goliath are about as unique as fingerprints, where if you know what you're looking at, they look different. But otherwise, to the untrained eye, they all relatively look the same.
Gotcha. Does he have like one that looks like a pair of butt cheeks or something? Something.
Yes, in fact, I do. It's directly below my waist, but behind me.
So they wouldn't have seen that.
His chin also has that is a cleft chin. Unfortunately, he has a beard.
The perfect cleft covered by beard. Got it. Seems
Yeah,
to
like
be a
without my
shame.
beard, without my beard, I look like Giga Chad.
Unfortunately, the information you provide does not really narrow down, as mountain Goliaths are quite common in the mountain, and deep gnome are quite common in the mountain, especially those wearing heavy armor, as that narrows it down to any one of the guards.
So if they're around mountain Goliaths all the time, I would think that they would be able to differentiate pretty well.
Can you tell the
No, we
difference
all look
between my
alike to them.
fingerprints and someone else's?
I mean, I spent the last few years with this guy.
Fair. You can tell the marking difference.
Yeah. But if you live in a community where something is common, being able to differentiate one from another, I would think is
It falls under that fingerprint sort of thing of you might know one specific Goliath marking pattern, but when looking at 20, 30 or more Goliaths in a day, they're all the patterns disappear. They're not something you're looking at specifically. You're not trying to identify the Goliath by their pattern.
Wait a second. Are you saying all Goliaths look alike?
No. There are those
No, I'm just kidding.
those with like green tint, those with gray tints, those with blue tint. They all look slightly different.
Well, what do you think, Bella? What do you think? This isn't getting us anywhere. Do we go back to where we were? Do we go for the other inn?
My next question is, how long do you guys spend at the bazaar trying to find information? Because that will change how much.
I think after like a handful of people going, you mean that one? Or what about them over there? And just going, and I'm pretty sure two people pointed out the same Goliath that wasn't him, and they were in stalls right next to each other.
We could go.
One person pointed out Barbados. Or Barbados, I mean.
We could go and ask a guard somewhere if they've seen any sort of trouble.
It's about that point. I don't know if the tavern's anywhere near them, but like, you just walk into the tavern.
So not quite yet. That's why I was asking how long they spend in the bazaar, to judge where people would be.
I figure after a handful of useless kind of responses, it would be, we need to find something else.
A lot of people are trying to get you to buy their magic items.
I didn't see it, but I felt the air quotes in that.
I did do them.
Like,
yeah, we have to find our money holder, but we'll be back.
So at that time, you want to go find guards. Do you look around the bazaar for a guard? Do you head back to the tunnel? Do you start wandering looking for guards and start calling for guards or something? How do you...
I'm just gonna look for the nearest guards.
Quick question. Is this looking for wanted posters a repetitive behavior that we would be able to know as a group after working with each other for a while?
It doesn't come up often, but it has come up in the past.
Would
Like, once
we
or
know it
twice?
enough to try to track that down? I mean, a history check or something like that, maybe, or
Yeah.
or
I'd say go ahead. Roll a history check to see if you remember the last time you were on a new planet.
What everyone
and
did.
What everyone did the last time you were on a new planet.
that was terrible. Nope, that's a 6.
Nope, this is an occurrence that happens at any random point during your travel, so it doesn't necessarily have to be happening right now.
Just whenever the fancy, strikes them.
Right. It's like,
Hey,
does this
Well,
person go to the
there's
arcade very
How about-
often? Maybe.
How
there's a
about I
method
try to think
there's a
on,
method to there is a method to my madness. I'll give you
mean
that
a
much.
reference to the previous campaign?
Shut it.
Okay, I'm going to
You're the one that
think
brought it up.
on. Okay, what are these two likely to have done?
All right, you go ahead and roll a history based on your
You
time
started
having
this.
been with them.
A dirty 20.
All right. They likely went out searching for some form of fun or entertainment, the best way they know how, and without the two of you there to help out, they probably got lost. So it makes the most sense to treat them like a lost child and go ask the guards if they've seen a lost child.
Okay. I go do that.
All right, I ask again. What do you do to find guards?
so
Well, I'm in the bazaar, so actually, you know what? I'm gonna go towards the entrance.
go to
Okay,
the central
ask
hub
guards
of
there, since I
guard
know there's
information.
guards there.
Perfect to do. Mav, are you going to be following Bella at this time?
Absolutely.
Perfect. As
Oh,
you're
giant
walking
purple mushroom.
as you're walking towards the entrance, you do now notice Bobo and Pebble walking from off to the side, more or less towards the entrance again as well.
Ah, there they are. Hey, did you find anything interesting?
Well, we were gonna go try to look at the wanted posters, but apparently they won't let us in there until we join a guild.
Oh, how much does that
There was
cost?
something with them.
Oh yeah, you know what? That's not really something I asked.
Do you know where the
They
guild?
did
I forgot.
they did say it's from, was it real quick, do you say the Silver Lining
Yes.
Tavern? Yeah, they said it's like a block north of the Silver Lining Tavern. It's got 2 lion statues in front of it.
The
It's one of the bigger buildings.
tavern or the guild hall has the lions?
The guild hall has the lions.
Oh, okay. Well, that was the other inn that we didn't go to. Let's head that way. And then you can. Why do you keep looking for wanted posters? Do you just like the pictures? Or are you expecting to be on one of them?
Well, the last time it was the artist was actually very well renowned, and I was curious to, take a look at some of their works. This time around, some about Captain said I just wanted to check on something, but apparently it's not going to be that simple.
Alrighty. Well,
That is a surprisingly sophisticated train of thought.
Well, y'all don't listen to the captain when he talks.
well, yeah.
It's less about what the captain says and more about the way you function.
Yeah, don't try to think too much on it. You'll sprout.
I think it's funniest the Myconid saying about the way you function to the Goliath.
And Mav just kind of turns and gives a, what the fuck did you just say? Look. All right, let's find this
Well,
guild
to
hall.
me, I'm normal.
All right.
I don't believe that for an instant.
Like, Keep in mind, my intelligence is an 11, but my wisdom is a 12.
My wisdom is a 20. So
I think it was a critical role
You don't-
crowd reference. I have an intelligence of 8. I think I know what I'm doing.
Yeah, I have the
My
intelligence of an
intelligence is
8-year-old.
my
I know what I'm doing.
Woo!
So,
No, it's
yeah,
like I
we'll-
think I know what I'm doing. Yes, I think you know what you're doing too.
Oh, did you get your fancy box of gold open?
Oh no, I was actually hoping one of you might be able to do that.
So I'll take a peek at the lock to see if it is
But
too terribly
Bella-
mangled.
Bella was too busy sitting in her bowl of alcohol, and you were doing God knows fucking what. So we just decided to touch on that later. But yeah, here you go.
If
All right,
Mav can't figure out, I would like to do an Arcana check on it.
Well, Mav, give me an investigation check to see if you can identify the mangledness of the lock.
Investigation. Jeez.
Decapitation.
I rolled a 2.
It's so weird when you're looking at the lock because like it looks really sturdy, and it looks like it's ergonomically made to be held in a hand, but a hand much larger than yours. Like it ergonomically looks like it'd be held in the hand of Bobo.
Well, does
Or-
it?
Or it was
Can I
crushed.
identify? Will my lockpicks actually fit into the locking mechanism for this? Just this, like, size comparison. Will this actually, like, or did he pinch it closed with his meat fist?
You can get lockpicks into the tumbler, but they don't seem to really move anything around as you're trying to activate it.
This is
Can I
going to
see
be
it?
a problem. He hands it over.
I would like to do an Arcana check.
Go ahead and give me an Arcana check.
Getting fancy.
23.
All right, you can tell absolutely that this is in fact a an enchanted lock, and there seems to be. It is difficult to see, like, what spell is exactly enchanting it. There's a good chance though that it's a spell that would keep it closed, keep it locked, or perhaps keep it sturdy. The chest as a whole seems to be enchanted all over, not just the lock itself. But that's all you can make out of an Arcana check. You need to use detect magic to determine the spell itself, or at least the school of magic that the spell is from.
Do I have that spell?
Or identify. Identify would get all that goodness.
I think identify is a higher level spell.
It's a first level spell. I have it.
Okay.
So did they like just say?
I don't have that spell. I don't have that spell equipped.
Okay.
It's like, well, it's magically sealed.
When we get a room, I'll sit down and I'll give it a magical look. Let's find your guild so we can get your pictures looked at. And as we walk, I'll let them know what I found out about the forge in the mountain has been cut off and turned off, and the local smiths can't get the heat that they need to make the nicer items. And it's becoming an issue.
Oh, so what you're saying is we got to go into the mountain.
I mean, potentially
We're already in a mountain.
deeper in the mountain.
Yeah, I mean deeper in.
Potentially, I don't know if we have to fix it or not, but I imagine that would all be dependent on how much they're willing to pay.
Well, I can imagine that if we do manage to get the forge going, they would be a little more cooperative with us.
Unless they shut it off on purpose for some reason.
And in which case, we turn it back on to spite them for not being more cooperative with us.
It might still be beneficial for us to see what registration with the guild involves.
Yeah,
Just in case.
might open a few doors.
Gonna let y'all know in advance. You're gonna have to fill out the form for me.
I gotcha.
Me too.
Like,
I imagine every time he has to go sign paperwork or anything like that, he uses the invisible mage hand to help him sign his name. Here, we'll get this going just right this time. We're working on your B. There we go. That's great.
And it's
You're
never
gonna-
But it's like, no, but it's like, we're working on your B. I'll take your word for it.
Yeah.
I will help our little friend.
Yay.
all right.
So yeah, we go for the guild hall.
Takes about an hour to get over there. You have to go back towards the bazaar, find the post for directions again, and it seems it's about twice as the Silver Lining Tavern, about twice as far away as the Blackened Boar was. From there, you walked about a block north, as Bobo said, and there was a large Tudor-style building with two brass lions out front, at the front of the stoops, and in large gold filigree across it, you read the Fjelldrōf Guild Hall.
That looks like the place. I'm also like the only one who can read the sign on it, so.
Oh no,
Is
it's
it
actually
writ-
written in common.
Okay, it's
Okay.
written in common, so I'm not the only one who can read.
There underneath it is the second spelling in undercommon.
I looked for the lions. I was like, okay, there's the inn, and there's the lions. Look up at the sign. Oh, it's in common too. Cool.
Walking inside, you see a nice green carpet with some mahogany chairs and tables. There seems to be some bookshelves set up with a little bit of reading material, and there seems to be a handful of these groups all gathered together. And about a few of them seem to be hanging around a bulletin board up on the wall. And there is a receptionist desk with two separate people sitting at it at what seems to be like two different lanes.
Bella, don't spore on this carpet this time. They were really mad at the last place that had nice carpets. You spored all over them.
Why'd you wait to
The hell are
say
you
that when we
talking
got
about?
inside? We had this whole time to get here. That you could have brought that up. You wait until we're in front of people. That's
I-
rude.
I speak
There-
to
all these
spores.
people are talking. So, any difference between the lines?
It seems that there are more people lined up towards the left side than the right,
We'll
but
go with the short line.
the two receptionists otherwise seem very similar to each other.
Okay, we'll try to go with the short line, and hopefully that will go.
You get
better.
over there, and there is an elven woman with green mid-length hair and a blue uniform on with a uniform hat that kind of has a point to. Hi,
I'm sorry,
are
what is
you
she wearing?
a blue uniform outfit, green hair, elf? She's elvish, and she has one of those pointed hats. I don't know what they're called, the Robin Hood style one.
Gotcha.
Oh, gotcha.
Yeah.
God, she's one of them weeaboos.
You need
Yes.
to know what that means.
It's the power of God and anime on her side.
You'd be surprised by the words I don't know what mean.
I, you
Saying
might
that
be
word,
right.
You know what it means.
Matt will look at her and be like,
It's just at the
well,
last planet we were on. The captain kept seeing people with like different colored hair, and he goes, "That's a weeb.
And
That's a weeb."
so she asks, "Hello, are you obtaining a quest, or are you registering with the guild?"
well, my friend was told that he can't look at the wanted posters without being registered. So we're hoping that will help us. He likes the pictures.
Yes,
I like pretty pictures.
most of the bounty hunters that we have in this town are members of the guild. But so I take it that you are looking to register.
Yes.
Yes.
How many?
We will have to fill out their paperwork as well.
Perfectly understandable. We do request that you fill in all paperwork in triplicate, once in your common tongue, once in the common tongue, and once in undercommon.
We don't know undercommon.
I do.
Shh.
I also do.
Yeah, but you
your
can't
knowledge of
read
undercommon
or
is
write.
going
I can talk it.
That
You
doesn't
can't
help
read
us fill out paperwork.
it.
Do you have voice activated
could.
quills?
No, but we do have the ability that you can rent a translator for 200 gold pieces for the day.
Sweet Jesus.
Like, I speak
I don't know if they
undercommon,
believe in them.
and I can read it. I will just help all of you.
Beyond
right.
that, there is the need. How many members are you registering for your party? The
We
name
got.
of your party, and
Ooh.
it is 5 gold pieces per person to obtain your guild cards.
5 per person. Okay. Well, we got 4 of us here. We're expecting a 5th. Can we fill it out for him?
Yes, that should not be a problem, provided that they are here to receive their guild card as it is finished being manufactured. They take
So-
about a week to receive.
A week. Wow. Is that because of the forge situation?
There has been a recent delay, I will say, but the guild does its best to get things to its members in a timely manner.
I just heard some smiths. They were very upset. So I thought maybe it.
Yes, we have heard that there are concerns with the local smiths, but I'm certain that any issues that they are occurring, the mayor is handling in due time.
So it was common, undercommon, and what was the third one?
Native
And
tongue.
your native tongue.
Oh. So just a second one of common?
Preferably not. We keep extensive records of all of our new members, and those who are recently registering with the guild often come from either deep cultures within the city itself or off planet. And if you're coming from off planet, there's a more than high likelihood that you speak a tongue native to that planet.
Okay. So if you grew up bilingual, you want one in the other language that isn't common.
Correct.
Gotcha. Okay, you got the undercommon. I'll help them with the common. We'll get this knocked out. What about these two that I don't know if they're other language we know. What other languages do you know, Bobo? And
I speak Dwarvish and Giant.
do you know Dwarvish, Bella?
No.
Or Giant?
No.
You're so big. You don't know Giant? I thought all big people knew Giant.
I'm not a giant.
Tell that to Pebble
Or
here.
not giant.
Pebble, do you? Oh shit! What other languages do you know?
Common, undercommon, celestial.
Oh,
I'm pretty
shit.
sure we just need to fill out 2 for Bell. We just need to fill out 2 for Pebble.
Yeah.
I grew up in the Undercommon.
Yeah.
I don't think my native tongue has a written language.
Well, maybe Old and Scaly will be able to fill the gap when he gets here.
Just a reminder that we do have translators for approximately 70 different languages here on staff if you do require one.
All right, we may need to break open
look.
that box. We may need to break open that box of gold and hope there's enough in there to afford a translator.
Yeah. See, the thing is that I'm not 100% opposed to that, but I don't even know how much gold I have. I can't get this box open.
Yeah. We'll get it open. Don't worry.
Yeah, beat a guy fair and square at arm wrestling, but he gave me an enchanted box. It locked shut the second I won.
That's going
does
to
seem
hold most of our
unfortunate.
money.
There's a good chance that the individual was hoping you would bring it back to them to get it open, and then would attempt to scam you out of whatever money that you had earned in said arm wrestling.
Yeah.
Wrestling.
I would be wary of any unsanctioned gambling in town. The guards are not incredibly happy when such things occur, but provided that your winnings are under 200 gold, you should not have an issue.
I didn't
It's
even think it was
okay.
gambling. I just saw some people standing up to go arm wrestle, and I was like, bet.
You were gifted that money for a job well done by your Uncle Barbados.
Betting is part of gambling.
No, that's not what he
I don't,
means when he says
I don't
bet.
think he's smart. I don't
That's-
think he's.
No, sorry.
I don't think
no,
he was
that's
smart enough to mention it literally.
Sorry, I picked that word up. I picked that up in another planet. Sorry, I was just like, I got real excited. I was like, oh yeah, some fun. I got to sit down, arm wrestle somebody. And then when I sat down, they're like, hey, 3 gold. I thought he was going to buy him another beer. I said, you know what, whatever. I gave him the gold. But then they gave me the box when I was done, and I just can't open it.
Understandable. I wish you the best of luck in that. And you said 5 members?
Indeed.
Yeah,
Alright,
the other one's still on the ship. He has the tummy troubles.
do you have a name for your party?
Can we fill that in figure that out as we fill in the paperwork?
Provided that you have it when you return with your paperwork, should be fine. I will put it. I will leave it as the placeholder for now in our records. Just do you have a name that we can put alongside it for when we go to file this later?
Real quick, what's the name of the ship again?
Tranquility.
No, that's not gonna work.
We could just tell them the truth, like Tranquility.
As long as you provide a name to go alongside the placeholder, when you come to return the paperwork, we can file it alongside that with your new guild name or with your new party.
Sounds
name.
great. We'll just leave the ship's name in for the time being, and we'll figure it out.
The Tranquil 5. No, that's stupid.
The ridiculous 6. No,
No,
There's only
that's
5 of us.
No, that's copyrighted. Let's see. Jackson 5. Who the fuck are the Jacksons? None of our names is Jack. Mine might be. I don't
Okay,
know.
Fantastic Four.
Okay, we can figure
All
out a
everyone's
name
ever
later.
called me is Bobo. They never said if I had a last name.
We can figure out a name,
Is
like a
that my
name for our
last
party
name?
later. Right now, let's focus on getting your box open.
Is my
Very
first
well.
and last name both Bo?
So as she files some information and puts a little card into this wheel of cards, with a number, it seems to have a number alongside it and whatnot.
Is that a Rolodex?
Yes. It's
You
a
guys still
magical
use
Rolodex.
Rolodexes here?
It's for easy
What?
it's for easy management and processing of information.
Oh yeah, I didn't know people still use those anymore. That's awesome.
Nerd.
I've always liked them. The sound, the cards in there, that's great. I love it. The whole aesthetic. Great.
as she pulls out what looks like 15 packets of paper, each having about 3 sheets of paper to each packet, and just hand you this stack of paperwork. Please fill out all this information with your individual party members, the guild, the party name as a whole, your classifications, your occupations, and any skills, traits, and special abilities that you may possess.
Got it.
When after you have come back and you have filled this in, then we will process your request for your guild cards, at which time you can pay, and there will be an aptitude test following the day after.
Aptitude test.
Yes, we
All
found
right.
that some individuals seem to embellish their applications a bit with skills that they do not actually possess, and it has led to more than one casualty.
That is
So,
perfectly understandable.
so we
That's
have
kind of on them,
encouraged,
isn't it? I mean, less paperwork in the long run.
no, those casualties do not tend to be the individual who is embezzled or who is embellished. It's those around them. That being said, that is why we've
That's
hired
fair.
a archmage to come and assess individuals' aptitudes and abilities for a more accurate application. And that information will be applied to your guild card upon processing.
Fair enough.
In the meantime, I wish you the best of luck, and the sooner you are able to return this paperwork, the sooner we can get those guild cards assigned to you.
All right, we're gonna go find a table over here and fill this shit out.
First, we need to open the box of gold so that we can get a translator. And
We'll worry about the translator portion.
Giant.
Well, does you can worry about that after we get most of it filled out.
I suppose.
So you're going to stick around in the guild to fill out your paperwork?
I don't see why not.
We could also go track down a room to a room for us to stay in.
Well, I mean,
Yeah,
there is
we
a
could
place for.
we could always go with what the captain calls us.
What's the captain call us?
You guys.
I don't think that'll work.
Hey, I'd like to meet the
I
crew.
think-
Go with the crew, by the way.
Oh yeah, let's just go with the crew. By the way, drink.
No, you can't drink reference.
Why not? I have been this whole time.
I know.
Right. Well, we can stay here and write it, or we can track down a room for the night before they all fill up and work on them there. So we have somewhere to
Fair.
sleep.
Yeah. I mean, we could always end up staying on the ship as opposed to spending more money, of which we
Yeah, he's
don't know
got it.
how much we have.
Yeah, he's got a point. We have rooms on the ship.
Would the captain allow us to come back before we're done, though?
I think he'd
This
make
is-
us come back.
Well, I could tell him we've got a chest with an undetermined amount of gold inside it. Just need to get it open.
Ooh. Yeah, but then he's gonna want some of it.
Well, I mean, the whole point was for us to come down here and make money anyway.
Yeah, but this was like your side hustle.
No,
We're not
this was
beaten
like
by-
me finding a way to make money.
You didn't
Okay,
even know
let's-
you were,
let's-
you didn't even know you were going to make money when you did it.
No, that's true. But when I noticed I could make money, I was like, oh, bonus. Look, I know I'm an idiot. I know I'm an idiot, but I'm not stupid.
you didn't even know you were getting money until they handed it to you.
No, I knew I was going to get money the moment that they paid me and told me that if I win, I get it.
Yeah.
That's what I said.
Yeah,
Sleeping
but you
on the
said no.
ship
You
sounds
said
good.
I didn't know until they handed it to me. They told me they were going to hand it to me before.
Mom and Dad won't stop
They
fighting.
did. Hey,
All right.
I was under the impression that the money making part of our endeavor was related to the task that he set out before us. So finding information and stuff like that. You having fun, I wasn't considering part of our job. But if you want to include that, that is entirely up to you.
Yeah, but I mean, you tried to pickpocket the mushroom when we got here, so.
Oh, that's just a game I play. I try to see who finds what stuff on each of you each
Right.
time. I've done that like
Right.
half a dozen times already.
Right, and the game I play is called arm wrestling. I just happen to win money on this one.
Okay, so question: are we allowed to go back to the ship for like sleep, or are we required to stay in the town?
You weren't told by the captain either way. He just kind of like shoved you onto the pod and
Oh
like
wait, that's
off.
right. We have to get launched back up. Never mind.
You would still
I
have to
forgot.
launch the bug back up off the planet.
Yeah,
And
I forgot
But
about
I
that.
like my bed.
have the ship prepared to dock
Receive.
to receive the pillbug the skull ship.
Gotta
in-
catch
in
the
Yucatan.
spitwad in mid-flight.
Right.
At least I brought my cuddle buddy.
The inn might be our best bet of sleeping.
Yeah, I suppose so.
Now that's also dependent on whether or not the captain's already recalled the pillbug ship to send your other compatriot back down. You've only
That
got
is also
the
true.
one scuttle pod.
Well, I suppose let's find a place to chill out. We can fill the paperwork out. We can
Crack open
figure
that
out.
box.
Yep.
So you do know of the inn you originally went to the first time, the Black and Boar, which was
And we
rather
passed by
packed
the
and
silver
rowdy.
lining.
And yes, and you passed by the Silver Lining Inn as you were heading to the guild.
Well, since the silver lining's closest, let's go there first.
Okay.
Sounds expensive.
I thought we made friends with the other one.
No, the friends left.
Well, if we don't like,
No,
well, if we
you
don't-
awkward.
well, if we don't
You
like the
awkwardly
price of
talked
the
to
silver
someone
lining,
and they ate a chicken leg.
well, if we don't like the price of the silver lining, we could always go back to the Black and Boar.
True. Very true. We'll hop on over and see how much rooms are.
Fair enough. As you head to the Silver Lining Inn, you notice that you do see this inn. It is also a Tudor style, very similar to the guild, though much smaller, and more of a thatched roof to it than the shingled roof that the guild hall had. There seems to be a very striking, a hard line motif of it, very Art Deco. As you open up the doors and are greeted by the smell of fresh bread and stew and this sweet mead and ale in the air. There's a low chatter coming from the people inside the hall. You see hanging candles and sconces on the wall, a bright, lavish purple rug, and booths along the walls that have red cushions to them. The chairs themselves seem to be made out of this deep, dark oak wood, and there's a single bartender behind the bar that holds about 5 people.
All right. Well, I walk up to the bartender to ask about rooms.
Welcome in. Yes, we do have a few rooms open at this time. And looking at your group, how many beds are you looking for?
4 at the moment. Potentially 5.
All right. Well, would anybody be sharing a room?
Is
Me,
it
me,
I've got
and,
cheaper?
nothing against sharing.
me and Bebble here typically bunk.
All right. Would that be so 2 rooms or 3 rooms?
I'll sleep,
2
like,
rooms
I'll
is
share a room
fine.
with Mav if he promises not to steal my stuff.
All right. So for 2 rooms, that'll be 8 gold pieces per night per room for a room for a double bedroom.
Okay.
So for the 2 rooms together, that'll be 16 gold pieces, please, for the night.
All right, guess we'll each chip in 8. Or not 8.
Assuming
We'll each
4.
chip in.
4.
If you would like to add in 2 more gold per person, we can also offer you complimentary dinner, a complimentary dinner and breakfast in the morning.
So
Let's go with
6
that
gold per
plan, so we have
person.
something to eat.
Quick question though: are your portions big people sized?
Our portions are adequate to the delicacies that are served.
The answer's no.
Gotcha.
It's like no, it's just like they said no.
Yep. I mean, some food's better than no food, right?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Bobo can't read a book, but he can read a room.
Hey, I'm a people person, and books aren't people.
6 gold per person. Can we all swing that?
Yeah.
Okay, 6 gold per person for the plus.
That's right. Books aren't people. Bobo the Barbarian, 2025. Put it on the shirt.
4 times 4. No, because like if we're just going for like if we want to pay for the food, then we got to pay additional to it. It's 8 gold per person for us.
No,
No.
it was 4 gold per person because it was 8 gold per room, and there were 2 rooms, so that's 16 gold and 4 of you, so 4 per person, and 2 gold per person for the meals, so that's 6 gold per person.
Yep.
Okay, I'm doing my math wrong. So 6 gold.
You added too much math.
It's the spore
Yeah,
thing.
here-
They
here
go
that makes your-
logarithmic.
That
Yeah.
makes your teeth fall out.
Alrighty. There we go.
We
And
chip
All right.
in 6 gold.
6 gold just for the one night.
Yeah, that's fine for now. At least
But we can
until
always figure something else out for tomorrow.
Right.
Alrighty.
And that's it. You are given keys to 2 rooms that happen to be across the hall from each other. You have A1 and A7 as your room keys.
Sounds good.
Are you going to be heading straight? Sorry. Will you be heading straight to your rooms, or would you wish would you wish for us to bring your food to you there, or would you wish to hang out here in the dining hall and we shall bring it to you at that time?
We have some matters to discuss and some paperwork to fill out, so we'll head upstairs for now.
All right, very well. We will have a one of our servers approach your room in approximately an hour or so when your food has been finished.
Sounds good. I figure we'll probably all like fill out all the information in one room while we're gonna end up trying to unfuck this lock.
Fair enough. As you head up to your rooms, you notice that the stairs themselves have like a very very swoop designs to the there's a whole carpet that goes down on the stairs, and there seems to be some sort of padding in the stairs itself.
What
Getting
about the
up-
stairs?
The stairs have a nice banister and a cushioned steps with a rug across them.
Got it.
And
Fancy stairs.
and then the as you get up to your rooms, entering into one of the rooms, you have a room with two approximately queen-sized beds in the room, and a large dresser with a mirror attached to it on the other side of the wall. Magic stones on the walls, those sconces that off at will. Bathroom inside the room with you.
Ooh, its
The
own
off to the
bathroom.
side. And the beds, these queen-size beds have 4 pillows to each one, a hard, dark oak frame, and bright purple blanket sheets.
Fancy, fancy.
So what do you guys want to focus on first, the lock or the paperwork?
Bobo, do you think you could squish this back into a better shape, more lock shape?
I mean, I could try.
I don't know if that'll help.
Well, I can't turn the
it's-
tumblers in there as it is.
I mean, the squishing's a weird word for what I had in mind, but at this point, I want to reach into my bag and pull out my smithing tools.
Yes.
Our dungeon master got the message in the Discord, I'm assuming.
Yeah.
Lots of messages.
Mm-hmm.
So you said you want to use your smithing tools to reform the lock, more or less?
Yeah, to try to help ease it back into shape.
All right.
So
So
smacking the shit out of it with a hammer.
roll a d20, and we'll add your proficiency bonus, which is a +2. So 5. You smack it around a bit just to smooth out where your fingers had gripped the lock, but you were just making the dents deeper now.
Hmm.
Ooh. Well,
Okay,
I can give it a shot.
Like every few seconds, ever since like he started messaging us in the Discord's like, what up, what up, what up, what up, what up? I'm like, shut up.
I thought I turned off notification. I think I forgot to change the notifications for the server, so you should only get at mentions.
Yeah. Well, it's like different servers trying to chime in now, and it's like I don't remember asking.
So yeah, if you just go into the server and go notification settings, you can turn it to @mention only, and that should stop you getting a notification for every single message.
Yeah. Yeah, I was worried about that. Without a sufficient amount of heat, I'm probably gonna do more, harm than good. But while we're here, let's try good old brute strength. That's always seemed to do me good in the past.
All right, try it. Are you trying to rip the lock off again?
No, I'm gonna try to use my powerful muscles to force it back into shape.
Oh, okay. So you just one of those press to bend it back out sort of thing.
Yeah.
Sure. Roll a strength check.
Trying to make the metal cry.
God damn.
All right. So this is first homebrew things that we're going to be mentioning here. That was a natural 1. Attacks
Confirmed with a
and skill
15.
checks, but confirmation crit. So
Sorry,
yes.
what? Can you repeat that
We
whole
do confirmed crits here. If you have a natural 1 or you critically succeed with a nat 20 or whatever else is for the thing, then you will actually have to roll again to confirm whether or not your crit was a success or failure. If you critically fail and you roll below the D check of whatever you're trying to do, then you do in fact critically fail. But say you roll 1 and you roll above that DC check, it's a normal fail. If you roll nat 1 followed by another nat 1, that's a fumble chart.
It was a 15.
All right, so in that case, you start to press the lock in on either side, and you kind of start to bow out the front where it was before, and now it's kind of round. Whatever the padlock, the sort of padlock effect has rounded out where it used to be.
I mean, I can keep doing this until it works.
Like, well, Mav, why don't you
anyone do
check to
anything?
see if the lock functions?
Well, I will cast Identify on it first to see if maybe the spell is fucking with his ability to squish it or break it open.
All right. One sec. Are you doing so as a ritual?
How long does that take again as a ritual?
An hour.
Nah, I'm impatient. I want to see what's in this box.
If it doesn't work, then we'll have to try the ritual.
So it takes a minute. If it's obviously the magic
I'll
item or
be
some
right
other
back.
magical object, you learn
Okay.
properties and how to use them. How much if learn whether any ongoing spells are affecting that and what they are. If the item was created by spell and whatnot. Okay. So you do learn this is supposed to be a normal box, though it does seem to have some magical reinforcement to it from its creation. And on top of that, a spell has been cast on the lock itself. An abjuration spell takes a bit of time, and you're able to make out that it's actually arcane lock has been cast on this box as a whole. You need to
Getting a cameo for my cat's butt here.
You would either need to dispel the lock, break the box, or speak the password. Unfortunately, it does not identify what the password is.
You can't dispel magic. Can you? I'm terrible with the names. Bella, that's it.
I might have that in my spell book, but it might have to wait until morning.
Oh shit.
In my known spells.
Well, why can't you change them now?
It needs to be a long rest in order to change them, right?
Yes, you need to meditate on it to change spells you've memorized.
Let me check what my known spells are.
No, dispel magic is not on your druid list.
Okay. So yeah, I'm no help here.
Too bad your
Well, we might have to.
other compatriot's not here right now.
Well,
Looks like we're gonna have to wait for Old and Scaly to get here. Hopefully he can. Or you can keep trying to bend.
I could actually just try to crush the box. You know, it's like we don't need the chest; we need what's inside it.
It is a
That's fair.
It is a strength check of DC 25 to break.
Wouldn't be able to do that on my best day.
Natural 20 would be a crit, and theoretically, if you nat 20 followed by nat 20, you could do it.
Yeah.
It would be. It's incredibly difficult. It is possible, just not likely.
I mean, you could just spend the night trying to smash it.
Actually,
Bless you.
And we could get kicked out.
I'm sorely tempted to roll that, just to see if
Give
it
it
would
one
happen.
shot.
Just give it one
Theoretically,
good
you could
shot.
roll it over and over again until it's time for us to like sleep.
No, because I would
Yeah,
end up
see,
believing
no.
that each progressive attempt would get harder and harder because you are getting exhausted.
I wanted to see if like it would even start off right. No. It wouldn't.
Fair enough. The box the box itself is enchanted and reinforced on its creation. And then it is also cast arcane lock on it to keep it closed. So again, that sort of encouragement of go find the guy in the bronze district to have him open it for you.
Well, we'll try that out in the morning. Right, for
All right.
now, let's just finish. For now, let's just finish filling out this paperwork, like as much of this paperwork as we can.
Yeah,
You
we'll forget about the chest until our friend can join us.
You get
What
about
if we
200
attach the box to a chain and you can use it as a flail, since that thing's not going to break?
I wonder if Douglas could help us.
It's fair.
We got no way of really getting a hold of him.
I'm not sure if the box is susceptible to fireball.
He knows other spells.
He doesn't know that. That's a reference to soon old campaign.
And if we never push him out of his comfort zone, he'll never learn.
That being said,
I am back.
you managed to get about 2/3 of the paperwork done. The common and undercommon is filled in without any issues. Mav, you're able to fill in the your third set of paperwork with either language you choose of infernal or abyssal.
I'll go with Infernal.
Um,
Fill it out in Thieves' Cant.
Which we agreed, I think, last time is Pig Latin.
Oh,
Yeah.
really? Oh,
I don't know. I don't know what my third language would be. Do I write it in Druidic?
Technically, it would
Well,
be
actually-
in Druidic.
Okay, so I guess
I
I
think-
write mine in Druidic.
I was going to say either Thieves' Cant is either Pig Latin or that roundabout way of talking that Pinocchio does in Shrek so that his nose doesn't grow.
If we did not do the thing that we can't do now, but later,
Well, I can tell you
Um,
where he's not.
right? And
It wouldn't be an inassumption to think that I might possibly know where his whereabouts are, hypothetically speaking.
yeah, Pebble, Bobo, and when our fifth compatriot shows up, we'll have to have theirs filled in at that time. Fifth compatriot can fill out his own, but Pebble and Bobo will likely need theirs to hire a translator for theirs, as nobody else in the party speaks Celestial or
What language am I missing?
Dwarven or Giant.
Oh,
It's not that you're missing something; it's that you're illiterate.
I mean, I don't need Celestial in there.
Well, you've already put it in there, so it's too late now. You made your character sheet already.
Not if I change it.
With that being said, you all managed
If
to.
you have to change your feet, and you can't pick the same one.
Yeah. At that point, you about halfway through filling in paperwork, you hear a knock at the door, and are greeted with this wheeled-in tray that seems to not really wheeled in as much as it's hovering on its own. It seems to have some float stones on the bottom of each leg. As it is pushed in, the cart is pushed in, and there are four these silver trays with a bit of roast duck, a side of garlic mashed potatoes, and arugula, and some form of sauce that seems to be drizzled over everything, and a single bottle of an elvish wine, and 4 glasses.
Tasty.
You know what? I take back every bad thing I was about to say about them.
They leave the trays in there with you, and they take the cart away and close the door. The mashed potatoes
They
are
just
okay.
stand there and watch us eat.
I wanna open the doors like after they close it open back up. Hey, by any chance, would any of you know dispel?
Which spell, my sir?
No, I mean dispel, the ability to remove magic.
Oh, I do not believe so, sir.
That
But
was worth a try. Thank you anyway.
if there's any other concerns, please feel free to use the sending stone on the table next to the beds for if there's anything you wish.
Maybe whoever answers the sending stone knows dispel.
I don't want to jabber him too much.
And
I'm
they did leave the
amused
food
by
with
our
you. They took the tray.
plot
They
twist
took the
to get
cart.
it down to barbarian.
That being said, the mashed potatoes are okay, a little grainy. The asparagus is a little oversalted, and the duck is quite dry.
You said arugula.
I said arugula. I meant to say asparagus. But your green vegetable is oversalted. Your mashed potatoes are grainy, and the duck is dry. The sauce is okay, and the meat is really good. But aside from that, you're given the rest of the night to yourselves, and you can take a long rest. Next
Yeah, I
session
get to
will start
recover.
in the morning.
Get to recover all them slots I didn't use.
Yeah. Cover all those abilities that you definitely used up.
The squish lock.
Maybe get my good rolls back.
Yeah.
I blew them all in
yeah.
the fucking arm wrestling.
Yeah. With that ends our first session of Quest for the Dawnstar.
Yay! Good times.
A lot of for example, a lot of exposition, but that's to be expected when you're starting a new campaign. Once we
I
have
do need to ask, and without giving anything away, am I going to be voicing two characters?
no.
Okay.
I'll explain that after we're off stream though.
Okay.
But I will say you did catch the reference.
Oh yeah, almost immediately, because I knew exactly where we were when you said the name of the planet. I'm like, oh, we're
I
back
also
here again.
did.
Kitty
Great.
cameo.
All right. With that, we shall reconvene in 2 weeks for more Grimm's Gathering. Not Grimm's Gathering. Sorry, that's the last campaign. We will reconvene in 2 weeks for more Quest for the Dawnstar. As next week I will be.
Yeah, that campaign was all kinds of fun, wacky shenanigans right up until we realized we killed a kid.
Yeah.
Yep.
Fun, wacky, grim, dark campaign where it got really grim and really dark at the end of it.
Hey, Dragon Tamer caught the reference here.
Yeah.
Yay.
Bobo sounds like Grunk. Yeah, that's kind of the point.
So I hope we will see you all next session of Quest for Dawnstar. And who knows, we might have our 5th compatriot finally here for that. They were also indisposed today, but that's perfectly fine. And we'll see what quests the group decides to take on, what rumors are true, which ones are false, and we'll see if in a week of in-game time, Bobo can finally go take a look at those one posters.
Pretty
The artist.
All right.